With the midterms just over a month away, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is making a bold prediction about the outcome of the election.
I believe that we will win hold the House, and we will hold the House by winning more seats. We won the 40 seats. Then we lost some when Trump was on the ballot. We lost some in the Trump districts, but we held enough seats to hold the House with him on the ballot. He's not on the ballot now. Oh, did I say his name? I didn't mean to.
With joining us now, one of the members of that 2020 Democratic House Majority, Congresswoman Cori Bush of Missouri. She's out now with her new memoir entitled The Forerunner, a story of pain and perseverance in America, and we look forward to talking about that in just a moment. But first, want to just bounce off of the Speaker Pelosi's comments. How do you feel Democrats will fare as they head toward the midterms?
I'm optimistic. I believe that we will hold the House. I'm optimistic because since the I would call amazing win in New York just a little while ago, and then also in Alaska, and we're seeing the momentum, especially as we get closer to November. We're seeing the momentum really pick up, and people that may say, well, I don't share your views in other areas, but I don't want my right to abortion restricted. And that's been just a huge driver over the last several months.
So, Congressman, I wanted to go right there. When you talk to your constituents, when you and your colleagues talk to voters across the country, how big of a role is the right to abortion as in front of voters' minds, balanced with their concerns about economic issues?
I've seen it play out both ways. I've seen it play out. The abortion rights are a number one issue because some people are looking at it's not just about me, it's about my children and my children's children. But also when we're talking about economics, people are saying, well, gas prices are going down, but utilities are going up. So how are we addressing that? But we have, as Congress, we have looked at that. The president has made strides to help bring costs down, but also using the Defense Production Act to be able to help with inflation and to bring costs down. And we have a lot more work to do, but the big push, that momentum is as it relates to reproductive freedom. And that is why I am actually hosting a statewide tour all around the state of Missouri. I'm looking okay for my seat in November, so I'm going out to help other folks. We have a U.S. Senate race happening that we cannot allow to go to the Republican who's running. We have a horrible candidate running for our U.S. Senate seat. Plus, I believe we have another seat that is flippable if we just do the work.
Congresswoman, your memoir tells a remarkable story of your journey from being a minimum wage worker, a survivor of domestic and sexual violence, being an unhoused parent, and moving through all of these phases, all of these challenges in your life to becoming a member of Congress. Talk about how that helps you represent those that too often have nobody remembering their plights day in and day out.
I remember the pain from all of it still today. And I'm not saying that that's healthy. I am in therapy, but I remember the pain of being hungry and only making sure that my children were eating. I remember the fear that I had of closing my eyes too long at night, sleeping in the car, afraid that one of my children wouldn't wake up. I remember the pain of being brutalized by police officers where they threw my body up in the air and I landed on the ground and I was stomped. I won't forget the pain. I remember the pain of all of those sexual assaults, the pain of the domestic violence when I was left for dead. I remember that, and I walk with that every single day because there are people still going through that right now. And as I go to sleep at night, somebody is hurting, somebody's sleeping on the street, somebody is in an abusive relationship, and we go on with our lives as if it doesn't affect us, as if because we don't see it, it's not a thing. Well, I feel it, and so I'm going to continue to fight. As long as I breathe, I will fight for my people.
And given that you've shared so much of these really deeply painful feelings in this book, what are you hoping viewers will take away and do from reading this book?
you know, I've been criticized for pushing too hard, or my stance in certain areas. Why do you push so hard for police reform? Why do you push so hard for the rights for bodily autonomy? Why do you push so hard? Like, and that's the reason. The reason is listed in this book. You know, I write about how hard it is, and like pitfall after pitfall, hardship after hardship. And is it because I just deserve to have all of these, you know, horrible things happen to me? Did I deserve to walk through life in such a terrible way, you know, for some of those years? Was it because it's just me? No. Some of this is policy violence, and so we should fix it through policy.
All right, the new memoir is entitled The Forerunner, a story of pain and perseverance in America. Democratic Congresswoman Cori Bush of Missouri, thank you very much for coming on the show and sharing your book with us today.
Thank you.